Hello all. Today we are going to write the code to create Myntra website clone. After finishing the project, our application looks like this. Now, to create this project, we are going to use tools like HTML5, ReactJS, and Tailwind CSS. So this video is created in keeping view of the freshers who code from the scratch. So this video is created discussing all the installation steps and how to use from the basics. So without wasting much further time, let us dive into the video. I created a folder called Myntra website clone. Here I am going to write my code. Now open this folder inside VS Code editor. The shortcut for opening is on this path, open command prompt and give a command code space dot. It will open our VS Code editor with the current folder. You see Myntra website clone is opened here. I'll minimize this, and I'll open this. And here I'll open the terminal and I'll create a new React project. For that, npx create React app. I'll name it as Myntra. So it takes some time to create the React project for us. So that's it. Now our React project is created. And you see, we are in Myntra website clone folder. Inside that, our Myntra React project is created. Now, go to that folder Myntra. And here, you start the server. So for that, we use npm start command. Sorry, it should be npm start. Yes. Now you see our React project is started. And you can see it opens a localhost 3000. Now go to the editor. And now it's time to install the Tailwind CSS. Now go to the Tailwind CSS documentation. Go to the doc section. And here we have steps for installing the Tailwind CSS. Now before that, let me open my project. Let me open app.js. Here I don't need the whole code. So I'll clean the entire code. And here I write hello world. And you see that the hello world is written. Now go to app.css and remove the entire CSS. Now, go to Tailwind CSS. These are the steps to install the Tailwind CSS. Suppose before that, before installing the Tailwind CSS, let me clean up my index.css. So I'll clean index.css. So this is regular CSS style, and now my index.css file is clean. Now let me see the steps. So to install the Tailwind CSS, I went to the documentation, and here you see they have given the steps to install the Tailwind CSS. So I'll copy this first command. Here I'll open a new terminal. And I'll go to Myntra folder. and then I will give this command. So it takes some time to install the Tailwind CSS. Working on this Tailwind CSS, you need to learn the basics of CSS first. So my Tailwind CSS is installed and then initialized. Now let me go to my Tailwind config.js file, and here instead of this content, paste this content, because I'm asking this client's Tails CSS to scan the files HTML and JS files. Now go to index.css and paste these commands. It still shows yellow lines. For this, just go to Google and right here is not working. Just if you go here, you get the suggestions to import like this. Then you go and paste here. Now you see the error is gone. Done. Now go to the documentation, and here we have to create our output CSS which we use in our projects inside the dist folder. So for creating this, we have to run this command. But before that, since our Tailwind CSS we have copied in a folder called index.css. So src, inside src, index.css is our input file, and you see here there is no folder called dist. So the folder dist will be created and output CSS will be placed in the dist folder. You see there is a folder called dist created, and inside which output.css file is created. So our command is done. Now that's it. So we are ready to use the Tailwind CSS. Now go to app.js. Here, just inside the app class name called app, here you just remove this, and so if I write just hello world, so this is working. Suppose if I wanted to make it in the middle of this page, what I will do, I will just write here, it has a flex, and then I write justify center here. I write as flex row. Save it. Means our Tailwind is not yet installed completely. Yes, here we forgot one line of code. Suppose if I go to the documentation, and if we see here, he has browsed the output CSS file in his program. So that step we have to do. So our landing page is index.html. Now you have to copy this line. So here we are importing our styles file into our project. Now you refresh the page. Now go to documentation. and right here background color. Suppose I will copy this background colors BGC on 500, and if I apply this for my element, not working. Why? Yes, now you see our code is working. So if I have to center this, so I'll remove this hello, and I just write here hello, and if I wanted to center this here, I'll write here last name equal to fix, and just G5 center. Now you see this is working. So now let us start writing the code for our Myntra website. So open Myntra. So this is the Myntra website I'm going to clone. Myntra logo is there, and then different menus, and then a search box, and then you see this is for profile, wish list, and back. So for that, so we have to make use of the hero icons, these ones. So now let us start writing the code for this header. So that download the Myntra logo. So Myntra logo. Let us download a Myntra logo. Create a folder called images inside our source folder, and here Myntra logo. So now because we are planning to write this portion under header, so let us create a component called header. So here inside our source folder, create a folder called components, and then inside components create a file called header.js. Now here create a functional component header, and then right here hello, this is header. Now back to the app.js. Here you delete the everything and just call the header component. That's it. So now let us go to our website, and you see header is not defined. So because here header should be there. So for that, again delete this and try to write here header, and see it is reading from the components header folder. Now you close this, and you see it is imported, not yet imported. So here just write import dot slash components slash header import header from. Now I go to the source and see, since this is a capital header, now you go to the source folder and see hello, this is header is red. Super. Now go to the header, and here just write the image code. So now you see inside a search components images folder is created, And you see background for the image exists because you can see after Myntra you can see the clear white background. So we have to remove this background. For that, go to Daisy remover site. And here inside our images Myntra logo exists. Now what we have to do is just import the image here. Import Myntra logo from /images. Now import the image. You go to the website and you see our image is imported. Now we have to write this header. So assume that this header is of 80 pixel height. So now go to our header and you cut this image and keep it somewhere and just hide this code. Now, so this is our outer DB is ready. Now we are going to write a separate div for this, separate div for this, separate div for this, and a separate div for this. So now, so this is the first div. So I'm going to put this one as 10%, this one as 50%, this one as 20%, 25%, and this one as 15%. So 10 plus 50 is 60, 60 plus 25 85, 80 plus 5 15 100%. So yes. Now here width. So this one I'm making it as 10%. So the second one I'm going to put it as 50% and third one as 25% and last one as 15%. Here I write as logo sample. Here I write as menu, and here I write as search, and here I write as profile. The save this and see this looks like this in our code. Now let us make this as flex. Now you see they are aligned side by side and they are aligned to our widths. So if you want to understand the width, you can put here the color. So if you see here, this is red background. Okay, so now for the outer div, so we just assume this to be at 80 pixels. So give this as a height of 80 pixels. So here you write height 80 pixels. So now when you see, this is super, this is made to 80%. Now like that, let us see different colors for these ones. So see, suppose if I give I give this green, if I give this neon red, if I give this green, now you see our header is separated into 4 parts. Now let us put logo here. So to insert logo here, just remove this logo and right here and copy the code that we have pasted here. Otherwise you can write from the scratch img tag, and then I have to give some source to this. Go here and give Myntra logo. Now you see our logo is inside the div. Now remove the background red and you see our logo is inside the div. Now let us size this later and then let us write this menu. So here you see in the menu, we'll remove this and here I write different divs. So since here you can see this one is a separate div and this is a separate div and this is a separate div and this is separate. So I'll write separate divs for each one. So I'll write here men so I'll write women, kids, home and living. Men, kids, home, living, beauty and studio. Beauty and then studio. So this is unnecessary for me. I'll remove this. Now back into the browser. You can see our menu comes vertically instead of horizontally. For this, what I'll do is I'll declare this as a flex and then flex row. Now you see the magic. They came side by side. Now, since you see this menu is breakable, so these should be written inside the anchor tags. So here let me go and write here anchor down. Now you see these are written anchor tags. They will be clickable. Yes. Next, let us write here the text box. So this since this is a text box, as you can see, so I'll go to the another div. Here I remove this and then I write here input equal to text box and then I close this. So I'll write here text and then you see so text box is ready. Now since we have to insert these images, actually these are not images, these are SVG icons. So now to install SVG icons, yes, go to Tailwind. So back into the official documentation, here we have how to install our hero icons. So copy this line, and go to our shell and post here and then let us run it. Now our hero icons module is getting ready. And you see in the browser our code looks like this. Now let us install these icons here. For that, open hero icons. Now you see our first one is profile. So search here profile. So we have our profile icon ready. Now go to our VSX code and here remove this profile, and since this is whole as a div, and inside that these are again separately divided into divs. So we write profile and then I write wish list and then I write back. Go to the browser and you see these are written here like this. Now inside this profile tab, you see in this one icon is there and below profile is written here. So for this, write the icon in a separate div and then here icon, and then in the another div write a paragraph as profile, and you see it looks like this. So this icon, this profile, wish list and back, they have to come parallelly. They should not be one after the other. For that, here you mention this as a flex and then make it flex row. Now you see icon and then wish list and then back, they became a separate divs. Now here inside this icon, go to the profile and copy the JSX, and here remove the icon and paste here. Now indent the code, then you see boom, the profile has come. Now open wishlist here. Sorry, it didn't have any wishlist. Don't have any wishlist. Now go here and copy the JSX, and in profile thing wishlist thing, see the wishlist has come. Now back, go to the back view and remove this back and then write view. This is for our icon and this is for our description. You get the code. Yeah, for this description write a page tag. Save the code and refresh it. Now here you search for a tag and copy the JSX and go to our bag icon 2 and paste the code. Indent the code. Now you can see the bag is pasted here. Done. Now we have to indent the code. Now you see the Myntra logo looks very big, whereas the original website, it is in the middle of the div and it has some spacing from the left side. It's called padding, and it has some padding from the right. So now go to this div or Myntra logo div. Here and the image, and then what you do is here make it as a flex and justify center. Now you see it is justified in the center. Now control the image size. Since our image, see, our div has been centered, our image has been centered, but the thing is, since our image size is so huge, we cannot get to know. So restrict our image sizes. Go to the image, and here the class name, and control the height as 40 pixels. See, our image has been shrinked. Now it aligns in the middle exactly. Now it has to align vertically exactly in the middle. For that, here you go here and write items center. Now see, our logo has been adjusted in the middle. Now, so our logo is well settled now. Next, we have to align the menu. For that, you see, menu is aligned exactly in the middle with some spacing in between. So for that, so what I have to do, I have to take care of this div. For that, I will go here, and this is our menu. So flex row is there. Then, and you see, our menu is aligned to the top. For that, here on the parent flex, I write as items center. They are aligned to the center. Now, back in the editor, here for this div, for the individual divs here, I will write class name, adding cross axis, I will put npx. Now you see the menu item is given, some padding. So I will copy this for each and every div. See, all are aligned perfectly. Now, since you see these are somewhat bold, so okay, and you can see the hand cursor when scrolling over these menu items. So let us put here, let us go here and give the text as bold. So go to the Tailwind, and here you write font. See, font bold is the one which applies to bold text. So here you write font bold. Now we go to the browser and see menu is bold. So copy this and paste here for the all anchor elements. Now you see our menu almost looks similar to our Myntra menu. Now, since the cursor has to come on top of this, so when I scroll out here or here or here, the cursor comes. So here, what I do is on each div here, I put pointer to cursor. I put cursor to pointer. Now you see our cursor became a pointer. So copy this and paste it everywhere. Now you see it is perfect. Now you see it almost looks similar to our original website. Now remove this background green. So you just go here and I remove this BG green. Save this and see it is almost similar to our original website. Now this text box has to be adjusted. Now you see this text box, when you are focusing on that, it is shown up. Now go to the browser and here this is our text box. So here for the text I use placeholder as search for clothes, search for brands. It is written in the original website. Search for product brands, search for products, brands, and many more. Now I go to the original website. You can see here the placeholder is shown. Now this search box should come in the middle of the page. For that, to this div, I'll make it as a flex. There I justify center. Now you see the flex has come into the middle, but it is extended. Why? So what I do is I'll just mention this as we'll mention height as for the text box 50% is when it is. So let me put it as 60%. Let's see. Now you see this has big, this size has been reduced. Now it has to align in the middle of the div. So it is aligned horizontally, but it has to align vertically. So for that, what I do is here items, I'll write it as center. So it is aligned center vertically. Now since it has to start from the beginning of the div and it has to occupy till the end of the div, what I can do is I can write this width as 100%. Now you see our text box is extended till the end. Now if you observe carefully, here there is a search box before the text box, and after that the search box enabling is there. So for this, and moreover, so the inside content is white in color. So for that, let me remove this BG red here. Let me refresh my code and see it looks like this. Now when I hover this, so initially when nothing is hovered, this looks like this color. The background color looks like this. So for that, what I have to do is I have to write here BG. What is that color? So to know this color, I have installed an extension. Here the extension is missing. So go to the extensions color picker extensions, and make it add to Chrome. Add this extension. Now you open this extension, it opens like this. Now on this website, open the extension and copy this color. Now this color is this one, and go here in the command prompt, write this color. Now we refresh the page. You see, our color is good now. So it looks almost like our original website. Now if you observe, the corners have some rounded radius. So here in the input box, you write here rounded, so it makes rounded corners. You can see here the corners are rounded. If I zoom in this, you'll understand the corners are rounded. Next, here we have to paste an icon like this. So for this, what I do is, before this, I write it as a div, and here an icon comes. So let us copy the icon. Let us go to our hero icons and write here search. So this is our search bar. Copy the JSX code and go to this div and paste here. Now you see our code looks like this. So it is occupying just before this text box, but we have to put that inside the text box. So for that, what I'll do is, for this one, I will make this as position absolute. Now immediately it gets occupied randomly. I'll just put absolute and see this is placed randomly. Now since this has to occupy in the left side of this text box, so for that, since it is inside this text box is inside the div of this parent div, so for this parent div, I'll make this as relative, since it has to be occupied relative to this parent div. Now for this absolute one, I'll make width as left as 10 pixel. See, this has come here. Super. Now as you can observe, this one is a bit smaller one, so let me make this bit smaller one. So I will make it as a width 4 and height 4, and this is 4, and then you see this has become a smaller one. Super. Now this search has to start somewhere from here, not from here. So let us put some padding for this, and then go to the input text, and here you write p left, padding left to some 20 pixel, and you see 20 pixel is not sufficient, so let us put some 40 pixel. So 40 pixel is fine. Now see, it almost looks similar to our original website, but as you can see, when I click on this, when I hover this, the background color changes to white, and moreover it doesn't have any radius. So ours doesn't have any radius, but when I click, I can see the background color is not changed and outside radius is visible. For this, what I do is, when I click on this, the background color should be changed to white. For that, back in my input, I'll write here focus. When it is focused, change BG to white. So let me see. See, when I focus, it is changing to white. So, but this is done. Now you see the outside outline still appears. For that, see, when I hover this and I focus on this, you see a bit outline come, a bit border comes. So for that, so I have to, in order to make it like that, focus, and here remove outline to none, and you see here, you refresh the page, see there is no outline but border is appearing. So for that, when it focused, write border 2px, let's see what happens. Now you see, when I click on this, a border comes. When it is not click with grayish background, when I click whitish background with grayish border. Same as in the case of original one. Okay, done. Now, since our menu search bar and done, so I feel this is a bit bigger actually than this. So what can I do? Just go here. And change the height to maybe 50%. So let me put this, and you see the height is reduced. Down. Now this profile, wish list and bag has to be modified as in of our what should be modified like our original website. For this, you see there is some space in between. Okay. Now these all sizes should be similar, and in each div, the profile, this portion should come in the middle of the div. So for that, when I open this, for that what I'll do is I'll just create this as a flex, and I'll write here justify central. So when I did this, so before that, I have to distribute this flex equally. So here what I do is flex 1. Here I'll write flex 1. Here I write flex 1. Shit, I have to write a class name. Class name equal to oh my god, here I have written everything without class name, and I'm expecting it to work. Super. As you can see, these and all are split equally. Now, for this one, I'll declare it as again flex, and I'll write justify central. So when I did this profile and this icon should come one after the another. Flex column I have written. So let me go to the div. It should be flex column, not column. Yes. So this you see, now it is aligned correctly. The same goes for these ones also. Let me copy this. Done. Now these are splitted equally. Now you see this should be in the middle of the page, and this image should come in the middle of this. For that, So what I can do is, for this image, I'll write as class name flex, and then I'll write justify central. So when I do this, you can see this profile has come in the middle, but this profile name did not come in the middle. So for that, we do the same thing. Copy this class name and go to the profile and do the same. Done. Now you see the profile is in the middle. Now this icon, this love icon, has to now you see all are aligned perfectly. Now this should be in the middle of the base, middle of this div. For that, what we can do is go to the main div, and here flex columns are there. Now here you write justify central. So when you do, see it has come, boom, it has justified in the center. You do one thing on the top row, right here, items, central, done. So these are aligned perfectly. Now when compared with the original site, it should look a bit smaller one, this should look a bit smaller one, and the profile should be bit smaller one. So for this, what I can do is, in the text, I'll write here as class name. Here it should be bold, so copy the bold font and go here. It is bold, but it is way too big. So for that, what you have to do is font, let me write 10 pixel. So five pixel. Font is not working. So go here and write font size. Here you can see it should be written as text. So go here and write text, and back in the browser you see 5 pixel is way small, too smaller. So keep it 10 pixel and you see 10 pixel become too smaller. Keep it in 15 pixel and see 10 pixel is bigger. So 12 is fine. Now copy the same thing for wish list and then back. Now you see, boom, it looks cool. So let us remove this background color green, and you see boom, this almost looks similar to our website. Here you can see these image borders are a bit not thicker than this. Our image borders looks a bit thicker than the original. You see our love symbol has been changed. Now copy this class name put it here, put it here. Now you see our icons has been changed, but our icon looks way bigger. So for that you reduce the size of this icon. I'll put 4 to 10. Our icon becomes small. So that's it. This is our header. It almost looks similar to the Myntra website one. I feel icons become way smaller. So what I do is I keep it 5. But let us see. Bit bigger, yes. Just put this 5. I took 5. Refresh and see. It looks fine. Now go to the website. And you can see our banner is there now, the big banner. And the background color changed. And then, oh my god, dates, and then some stuff. And then for the love of siblings, grand global brands that are on parade. Too much. So, and then it comes what and all there in the content, and then rights, and then the address, and then the law. I mean, some rules, regulations, which Myntra follows. Now let us see here. Actually, this looks as a big image, but in fact, it's no combination. It's a collage of smaller images. So if you just open your dev tools, and if you just see here, it is a minimal. It is a combination of different collages. So you can see here, it's a part of different collages. Open the dev tools, and you can see this bigger image is a part of different collages. So let us write this, and before that we have to save these images. Now click here. This is my image, and you see this one is the URL. So open this URL and save this image. So here you put it as let us create a folder called gender banner, because here it is specified as. So let us copy this as image one, because as you can see here, one side you can see for him and one side you can see for her. That is why I have called it as a gender banner. Now first image is done. Now copy the second image. That's it. We are ready with all the images. Now, if you observe, all the images are paralleled here, horizontally and vertically. So consider this as a grid and copy the all images side by side. Now let us go to our website and let us close this header.js and let us create a new file called gender banner.js. Now create a functional component, and here you write, hey, this is header banner. This is gender banner. Now go to the home app.js, and here after the header.js, just you put this gender banner. And you see this is imported automatically now for us. Yes, this is done. Now copy this. So here you can see there is something wrong. Okay, I've showed it. It's my mistake. I'm very bad at typing. Gender banner. this. Here, gender banner. Oh shit, I have renamed this file out. Made this. There is error when naming the file. Yes. Now remove this. And right here. What is this? JS expression must have one parent element. Oh. So let us create one more component called home.js. Let us go into home.js and create a functional component. And here you copy this. Since JSX needs to have closed elements, here this is an open element and here this is an this is closed element for this, but here it is open here. So that is the reason it did not work. Yeah, just keep it here as home. And here it is home. Yes, that's it. Now you remove this line of code. Now you see our app should work. Come on, again, what is this? Oh, shit. And you see, header is not defined, gender is not defined. Come on, in home. Import. Home. Run. Dot slash. Components. Dot slash. General banner. Come on, man. Header from header banner. Oh my header. And then import gender banner from gender banner. See on. Done. So here you see this is done. Now as you can see, this gender banner is of certain height and it maintains some kind of margin from top and some kind of margin from left, and here as you can see some kind of margin from right. So what I can do is go to the gender banner here. As I can see here, this right inside a div, take one more div, because let us keep the parent div as it is. As you can see, this is the div, and here you can see this maintains some kind of margin in cross axis. It maintains some kind of 20 pixels. So let us do one thing. Let us put some background color for this so it appears clean. Busy red, and then you write here. So it pointed. Yes, so it maintains some kind of spacing here, and you can see it has to maintain some spacing on the top. So, and more thing is just give some height for this and say some give the height as some 100 pixels, and you see, oh man, 100 is too way less. So what I'll do is I'll just keep 50%, and you see percent won't work because you have not declared any height for the parent. So 50, 200 pixels. So I'll keep it as 300 pixels. Yes, so you can see from the top it has to maintain some margin. So what I'll do is just go here and maintain. Let me remove this and keep margin everywhere. So it keeps margin from here, it keeps margin from back, margin from right. It's up to you as how much margin you need. Now let me go to this and search here and create. And here you can see, you can write a grid. I can post all the images inside the grid. So my images here 4x3. So let me go here and write here img this c equal to, I create this also here. First I have to import the image. So go here, import img1 from dot slash image. Is it visible? It's not visible. Why? Because it is in the outside of the component folder. Images, go here and gender banner, and here I can see this is beautiful. So my first image is copied. Go here and to here img1 and into the browser, and you see can't resolve img1. Why? As you can see, when I click here, it is not opening the file. Means our image is not imported properly. So okay, it's my miss. So image should be having some extension called webp. For that, what I'll do is here img1 dot webp. So let me go here and refresh this. Still the image is not loaded. Why? Why? Because inside the gender banner folder, img1 dot webp, when I open this, it is opening here. Then it should open here also. What might be wrong? Come on. I created a folder, but these images are not copied into the folder. So I'll select this, I'll move to this folder, move, and then you see our gender banner is ready, done. Yes, so I copied image 1 here, and you see it is done, it is there. Now, since my grid size is this much, so let me do for 4 images. So let me import the 4 images. So when I see here, I imported 4 images, and let me import here. The total, the 3, the 4, and you see all images are imported. But as you can see, since these images are of different sizes, and they all have to be aligned into the one size, you can see what I'll do is I'll go to the grid, I'll specify the rows, grid rows to 4, So I don't maintain a gap. I'll maintain grid rows to 4. So here I'll mention this is a grid first, and let me see what happens. So as soon as I given grid, nothing has happened. Now here grid rows 4, and I did like this. Here you see nothing has happened. Okay, grid rows 4, and then columns. I have not specified anything about columns. So what I'll do is grid colon 4 I will write, and let me see view what I will see. These images, they are fit into the grid and they are aligned perfectly. Now do this for all the images. Just go here. So this is image 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8, this is 9, this is 10, this is 11, this is 12. So go here and make it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes. Now as you can see, image 6.webp, because one of the image is not webp, actually it is JPG. So just write here JPG. JPEG. Yes, down. Now you see these images should be used. Now go to this tag, go to these 4 things, just paste here second row. This is third row. Here you mention 5, you mention 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's it. Now you see there is some kind of space between the rows. So for that, what I do is I don't maintain a space. So what I do is gap 0 I'll make it. I'll make it as gap 0. So when I do this, see this gap 0. Gap 0 specifies as 0 pixel. See, this is row gap, this is column gap. So there is a difference between this. So I have made everything as 0 pixel. It's not taking gap 0. Let us space refresh. It's not working. Why? Is it because of the height vector that I mentioned? I'll remove the height, and you see, boom, that is done. Because since I mentioned gap height as 300 pixels, so my image tries to adjust for the, it is trying to stretch for the 300 pixels. So just remove the height and it worked fine. Now you can see actually the image is aligned so perfectly that we need not have any margin top and bottom and right, since the image itself, like the whitish background, kind of creates a margin. So just go here and remove this margin, and you see, boom, see, it has become so nice. Now, remove the background red. And you can see here, there is some kind of color here. So what I'll do is, here I'll go here and I put BG to, actually if I wanted to know this color, just I'll click here, color picker, and I click here. So color picker is not selected. I'll open color picker, and I'll click here, and I'll get this color. It appears to be white in fact. So if I check here, this color, see, this is kind of, no, there is a difference between this ideal. This is white and this is white. Okay, come on. This is not white, this is FE. This is white again. So this is kind of, so just copy this. Just right here, class name input. Down. But it appears to be somewhat in color. Make it out. As you can see, it creates some kind of, margin from here. So let us put the top margin here. Then I'll put here margin Y. We put here I'll put here margin Y to 20 pixels. Let me see. Yeah, it has kept some margin. But let me put here background color. You see, this is a kind of gradient color. So this is just for the border. There seems to be a gradient. So what I can do is, I'll open here gradient border. Just open here. As you can see in the original website, there is a linear gradient from this space to this space, and then it becomes white. So we have to create this. So in order to create this, go to our code and create a div of height. Say height to suppose some 30 pixel, and then you put bg right of 500. Yes, as you can see, some red color is here, but you can see the gradient. See, it is thicker here, and as it went down, it became white, and it finally has become white. So the same way, it should be somewhat kind of thick bluish kind of color, and then as it gradually goes down, it should become white. So in order to make this, let us put here gradient. So go to the documentation and write here gradient, and you see this is the syntax for gradient. So like bg gradient. So copy the same code and just let us put here, and you see this is like bg gradient to right from indigo 500 color. So let us test here and see this has worked. So initially it was pure indigo, and as it went on right, it is nullified. So here, since our color is RGB 245 here, and as it goes down, it has become white. So white is RGB 255. So now let us implement the same. So let us go here. Suppose bg gradient to, it is not right. So suppose if you put bottom here, and let us see here. So till bottom, it is linearly changing. Now from, I'll put here, what I do is RGB 245, 245, you refresh, and you see this is working. Now you see, since bg red is mentioned, you remove this bg red, and let us see here. Yes, now you see this almost looks similar to our original website. As you can see, some kind of color, it is gradually becoming white, where also you can see some kind of bluish color gradually becoming white. So this is done. So we have done till here. Now what is this? Is some kind of image probably. So anyways, so let us go here and see. Oh my god, deals medal-worthy brands to tag. So what I can do is I'll go to my code, and after this div, I'll write one more div, and here I put a header tag. So let me keep another div, means the div, let me take a header tag telling what the oh my god is. Oh my god, OMG deals. Now let's see which runs. Yes, it has come, but it is in the leftmost column. Since I have to middle this, see one more is there. So let me write that also. So for that, I'll just take a paragraph telling what the medal-worthy node is. To back. And I copy this. Oh my god. Medal-worthy brands to back. Done. Now let me see how it came. So it has become like this. As you can see, so it pan out like this. So it has to come in the middle of the div. So let me go here, and here let me write this as class name flex, and then justify center. Let me see what has happened. Yes, it has come to the middle. Now as you can see, the two divs, since we have given it as a flex, so these two are aligning side by side. So let us tell this is a flex of column type. And since it is a flex of column types, it is a cross axis. So here we have to give items centric. Now you can see, yes, it is done. As you can see, this oh my god deals is too much big, so h1 is not enough. So let me put here h5. Will it work? It's not working. Why? Now just back in the editor, write the oh my god deals under a div, and here font to 30 pixel. Just go here and search for font size. So it tells the font size to write with text. So just write here text and then save this. And you see, oh my god, these has become bigger. Now we have to maintain this in the middle of the page. So for that you write here flex all, and then items center. So when you do this, it comes in the middle of the page. Now we should get this oh my god deals in this format, this component format. For that, what I have to do, I have to change this color. So let me go here and then get the color of this. Then you see what is this color. This is the color. So let me copy the color. Go to my code, and here for the oh my god deals, let me write this text. Here put text underscore, and then put the hash and copy this color. And now you see our color is changed. So our color looks like almost of this color. Let me close this, and I do CAM for this one. So let me copy this and paste here, and here I make this text as just 20 pixels. And let me see. So this is done. So it almost looks like this. No. Actually, this font family is completely different. So it's up to you. You can put whatever font family you want. So let us not time waste in this component hashtag, because we don't have that font right now with us. Next, I can see this image, and then you can see the brands, and then you can see what are they meant for, and you can see the price range of this item. So first we have to get these images, and you can see this has carousel effect. So this sliding of the frames is called carousel effect. So let us not implement carousel effect now, because video becomes way bigger now. So let me implement just this component. So what I have to do, go back to my debugging tool, just click on the image, and then format, and get this image. Do here, right here, the brands, or what is it, categories. Name it one. Done. Next, let us get this image. Now So name it as mesh 6. That's it. We are ready with the images. Now let us implement this component, this whole. So for that, let us name this as, you can see this is actually kind of different categories of clothes. So what I'll do is, I mentioned a separate component called categories dot JS, and then right here, this is categories done. Now go to the home component and just right here categories. Now you see categories has come here. Done. Now let us work on this categories tab. You can see it occupies from left to right without any space. So these all images can be kept in a single frame. So for that, actually they are individual frames. You can see this is a frame, and this is a frame, this is a frame, and all these frames are clubbed together. Just go ahead and write this. Go to the categories and remove this categories and take a div. So you have taken div, and inside div, write it as each individual div, like that. Write for 6 divs. Done. Now get all the images into our you see now dot slash images slash intelligence is giving me, and here you see there is something called categories. So here it gives me what and all there inside this. Suppose if I go here, see here components, inside a subset, inside images, there's a folder categories. So inside categories we have mg1 pz1 dot webpage. Save this and try to get this image. It is not opening. What's wrong with this? mg1 dot webpage categories. Major slash, sorry, I have written 2 times categories. My fault. I'll just open this. So it is open. Now done. We are good with the image. And just you go here, and since these 6 divs we have, and inside one div kept here img, here you write the source and one. Done. Now you go back to the browser and see this has come. But now try to get all the images into our component. This is image 2, this is image 3, this is image 4, 5, even 6. This is image 2, this is image 3, image 4, image 5, image 6. Done. Now just try to write this code everywhere, and you see what happens now. Done. Now you see, since we have written image 1 every time, the image 1 is duplicated. So let me put image 3, image 4, image 5, and then image 6. And you see all images have come. Now you see these images are stacked vertically, but we want them to be horizontally. For that, go to the outer div and just to give here it as a flex and then flex row. Don't forget to include the first name for this, otherwise React won't understand that this is the styling class. Now you see below it, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These images have come. But you see there is some kind of space left here on the top, on the bottom. So let me go here, and right here, go to the bar, and right here, and bottom, margin bottom, we do some padding here as 20 pixel. Now you see there is some space now. Super, done. So we have written till here. Now this one has to be written. For this, already we have some kind of div here. Just copy this. And paste under the categories. Now you see, instead of oh my god, you'll see for the law of siblings. Here you write for the law of siblings. Done. Now you see for the law of siblings has come, and that Rakshabandhan gives this year. And you write here Rakshabandhan gives this way. Super. Back in the browser, you see it almost looks like similar on this. Font family might be differing. Yes. For us, when on-comment layout is the thing matters. So now you can see some space on top of this and space below this. So what I'll do is I'll just go here and write on top of this div top, margin top, and I'll mention it as 40 pixel. 40 pixel, and then you see there is some space taken here and there is some space taken down. Now under that again we have this kind of frame which is written here. So what I'll do is I'll just try to grab this image, individual images, and you see these are kind of ethnic ones. So here what I'll do is I'll just try to grab these images. Now to grab this image, just go to the div tool and click on this arrow and click on this image and go here, name it as a categories 2. Instead of this, I'll create a folder called categories 2, and then inside that I'll save this as img1. Done. Now as you can see in this frame, only 5 images are there. Now let me write code for this. So let me name it as categories. This already comes under category. Let me write it as categories2.js. Actually, naming convention should not be like this, but since this is purely an example, so I'm writing this. Otherwise, productive code won't be like this. So I'll go here. and then here we can copy this one and paste here. We'll change here categories to 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 to. As you can see here, one image is of different type. I think that is image 4. Maybe image 4 won't open here because that is a JPG. Image 3 is also not opening up here. Interesting. So let me see here inside my categories. The categories 2, it is there, and then image 1.webp. So when I do the same thing here, it is not opening. What matter? CATGORA. Yes, CATGORAS categories 2 / oh my god, I didn't open it. I saved it as Mac. I'll go here and I'll click here F2 and I'll rename this. So naming is over. Now as you can see, when I click on this image, it has to open now. So it is opening. Done. Now inside this div, let us write another div, and then here let us put the individual divs. So when I see here as you can see here, only 5 images are there. So I'll create here 5 divs. So with an image tag img, and here you can write source as. Since we implemented img1 on top, so I'll write like this. Now when I save this and go here, oops, does not come. Why? The written img1 here. Oh, our categories 2 mustn't have imported here. Yes. So here write categories 2, then close this and try to save this. Now you see this module not found, categories 2. Why? Categories 2.js. Categories 2 from categories 2. And then what's wrong? So it is opening here properly. Can't resolve image 3.ok. As you can see in categories 2, since we have given image 3 as WebP, but it's a type JPG, just go here and change it to JPG. Now you can see, oh, image 6. But okay, so let us remove this line. This is not required because we have just 5 images in our folder. As you can see, the first image has come. Now let me copy this code and paste here 5 times, and let me import different images here. Perfect. See, the images are again stacked vertically, since by default divs are block elements, so they will be placed one after the another. Now I'll make this div to flex, and you see, done. So they came side by side. So that's it. Now our modules looks like the original module. That is done. So we are not going for this, but because this almost looks the duplicate of the previous one. Now you see this looks something different. So this is like shop by category. So what I'm gonna do is just right here, module shop by category, and you see what happens. Here it comes, but it has to be in the middle of the page with big letters. So let me see here. Let me declare this as flex, and then justify center, and let me see It has come into the middle. Done. Now you can see some spaces left on top and bottom. So what I'll do is MY means margin vertically by 40 pixels. And then you see there is some gap given, but it has to be very big size because as you can see here, it's of very big size. So I'll go here and I'll click here. I'll put text to 40 pixels and then you see done. So it has become bigger, but this all should be in capital letters. So just done. So this is done. As you can see, the color is blue. That color actually we can get from here. So since we have written categories here somewhere and we have got this color, so let me use this text for this and use the text, same text, and you can see the color is changed. Done. And it should be bold. So what I do is font bold. That's it. As you see, it has become bold. But here, since this font category is different, so ours might look a bit bold. It's okay. Later you can change as per your expectations. Now, as you can see in this component, images are placed horizontally and vertically like a grid, and followed by, see, at the end, when here for one row you can see 6 images are placed. Since here we don't have 6, only 3 are there. They are aligned in the middle of the row. So I will take a grid here and I'll go ahead. So what I do is, so this is category images. So I don't think I need a separate JS for this. So already since I've used categories and categories 2, I will just write here as categories 3. As again I'm telling, this kind of conventions are not accepted in the production level code. Okay. So here is an example. So I'm writing whatever I want. Now you see, so we are going for categories 3. Here, since lots of images are there, it takes some. So not going to implement all the rows. So I'll take an example of 2 rows and then followed by 3 images as for demonstration purpose. So I'll go to the dev tools, try to save each image. So I'll click here. As you can see, actually this is an image and 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 this is an image. This is an image. As you can see, actually there is no spacing in between. These are all covered by images itself. So I'll just click here, and when I click, it comes like this. So I'll go here. So now I'll create another folder called categories 3. Then I'll go here. I'll put img1. I'll save it. Next. So we have 15 images ready, so that 12 images will be occupying 2 rows and 3 images will be occupying the last row. Let me go here and write the code. So I'll create one more div inside this. Now I'll create a div. So this one, let me import the images first. So I'll go to this code and I'll copy this line. And as you can see, our categories 3 images are of different types, WebP, JPG. So here I'll go, first one is WebP, and here I have to create a folder called 3. And as you can see, when I click on this, image is loaded. Super. Now I'll copy this line of code and I'll go here. I'll go to my web div and then right here image tag with a source as mg1. Instead of copying like this, instead of writing these many lines, actually we can write this through a for loop, because the changing is only the integer value. So we can consider this as a string, and we can append the integer at the end by converting into string. Yes, since this is a beginner lesson, I'll go by this. Done. When I go to my website and see, oh, it is not coming, because as always means this category 3 has to be written here. Now this is done. Still perfect. Now you can see that our images have come. Again, they are stacked vertically because by default they are block elements. Now let's go to the code and write this as a flex. Now let me go to categories 3 and write this as a flex. As a flex, immediately see. So the 15 images try to stack horizontally. Now, since our shop by category aligns horizontally, it should look like this. So it should accommodate 6 images per row, and the left out images should align in the middle. In order to make that, so let us declare our outer div as flex and make it as flex row, and let us keep each image frame to the 1/6 of the flex row, so that 6 images will be placed in a row. For that we have to use base is 1/6, and after that, see, after giving basis 1/6, still my flex look like this. This is because flex is trying to adjust all the images in a single row, but still it is following the 1/6 rule. Now, in order to get this rows down, what we have to do is we have to write flex wrap. Now you see our second row of images have come down. Now you can see the final row is not aligned in the middle. In order to middle that for a flex, we have to use justify center. Let's save. There you go. You can see the third row has come down. So that's it. Now, so this is done. Now you can see, as you can see, some amount of margin is left here. In order to do that, so just to give a margin for this div, for this outer div, where as you can see, class name equal to my, it should be mb bottom. So to make it at 20 pixels and then see what has happened. Some margin has come. So let me keep it 40, and then you see the extra margin has come. Done. Now we have to write this one. So this one, as you can see, so here it is aligned in 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let us go ahead and implement this. Now what we'll write is, we'll keep it here and we write as a what? So this is kind of footer. So let us write here footer dot JS, and let us write here RFCA. This is footer. Done. Now don't forget to add this footer in your home component. So go here, right here, footer. Done. Now as you can see, in our code the footer has come. Now if you observe clearly, the footer background color is something different. So before that, I'm going to write this footer till here because this looks so much of tedious work. So I'll implement footer till here. As you can see here, this is heading online shopping, and here these are the categories. This is useful links, and here links for the different options, and you can see the customer policies. So in order to make this, so let us divide this div into 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. So go to footer.js, can close all, go to footer.js, and here can implement error. We'll take one more div, and inside this we will write here part 1, copy this and write here part 2, part 3, and then we'll write here part 4. And as you can see, they will be aligned vertically since we have now declared anything as flex here. So I'll go here, and here I put class name as flex, and then you see they are aligned horizontally. As you can see, what I'll do here, as you can see, this is kind of 1/4, 1/4, and this is like half, and this is like half. So I'll do here, I'll go here and I'll put class name as basis 1/4, and let me refresh this and see it has taken the 1/4 space of this. Now go here and declare this 1/4 for this. As you can see, it has declared the 1/4 of this, but in fact this is not 1/4. It almost looks like, see, this is 1/3, 1/3. If I make this 1/3, so this will be half of 1/3. It's like 1/6. What I'll do here, I put 1/6, I put 1/6, and then you see, yes, this is perfect. Now what I'll do is I'll make this as 1/3, and I'll make this as 1/3, and let's go now and see. So it's almost similar to our, yes, super, done. So here for part 1, now we are going to write, see, for part 1 there is some kind of gap here. So let us try to implement this. So here, part 1, let us remove this and write a div inside of this. The inside div, you can see here, 2 divs are there. So this is one div and this is one div. So what I'll do, I'll put here one div and here another div. So this is kind of, now I'll write this as a part 1. I'll write this as a part 2. I'll write this as a part column so that it won't mess up with the previous ones. So I'll write part call 2. So as you can see here, now this part call 1 has some space and part call 2 has some space. They are aligned vertically. That is what we wanted actually. We wanted them to be aligned vertically. Then, now let us write this one. So this one, as you can see, this is a kind of heading, and down you see some menus are there. So what we can do is, I'll start writing here. This part 1. Create one more div, and I'll give a paragraph as online shop. You can see the online shopping is there. Next, you can see some list of items are mentioned below. So what I'll do is I'll go here and I'll create an unordered list, and then I start writing the list items. That list item, when woman, kids, woman living, home and living, and then beauty gift cards, beauty gift cards in the Myntra Insider. So here, beauty gift cards, and then Myntra Insider. Done. As we see, so it is written here properly. Now, this has some kind of space here. So let us put the space here. So what I'll do is, in this div, I'll put here some kind of space. So this div covers part 1 and part 2 also has to be covered. So what I'll do is, for this div, I'll write here some padding left to 10 pixels, and then you see, done. You can see some kind of space exists here. Okay. As you can see, let us keep some background color of this so that we will understand clearly. As you can see, some background color, and immediately as you can see, there's some kind of space exists here. But that what we can do is, here, I'll put here the padding top to 20 pixels, and then see it has some space here. Done. Super. As you can see, that kind of some space exists here down. So what I'll do is, I'll go to the online shopping, this one, and here I'll give margin bottom to from 40 pixel, and you can see the space comes. Done. So this is clean. Now as you can see here, there's some space exists below that another list. So what I'll do is, I'll copy this list here, and then I write here some kind of margin bottom for the list. See, some space exists here. Now this is done. Now I'll go ahead and, so let me copy this background color. So in order to get the background color, I go to my color picker extension and I click here. This is my background color. This red looks very awkward. So what I'll do, I'll put here background color. Done. Now we go to the prompt. See, this is pure white, and this is kind of mix of blue plus white, since there is some border here, as you can see. Now this is done. This almost looks similar to us. Next, as you can see, now here comes the useful links. But the useful links, I'll copy this paragraph URL in this part 2 column and I'll paste. As you can see, it has come. Instead of online shopping, it will be useful links. Useful links. Now, so it should be capital. Useful links. Blog career sitemap. You go ahead and do corporate information. And then white at done. Now this is unnecessary, so I'm removing this. And as you can refresh the code, you see this almost looks like this. Next, let us go for the customer policies. So for this, yes, I can go ahead and copy the same thing, this URL and this paragraph. And here, as I go inside this thing, I'll create a div. And inside this div, I'll write here like this. Now, as you can see, this almost similar to us. So I'll go and write here customer policies. And then contact as FAQ. Oh my god, too many items. So I'll just go ahead and paste everything. Come on. It'll copy. Post. Come on. Super. It's not getting copied. Contact us. FAQ. T and C. Terms of use. Terms of use. Track order shipping cancellation. Track order. Shipping cancellation. And then returns, and then privacy policy grievance office. Privacy policy, and then grievance officer. So then, as you refresh the code, it almost looks similar to this thing. Now let us write this experience Myntra app on mobile. So let me go ahead here, and here I'll create one more div. In this, I'll write a paragraph with the name experience Myntra app on mobile. So let me copy this here. Too much of it. Come on. And then here you can see two images are there. For that, what I can do is I'll go to the dev tools and I'll click on this and I'll click on this and I'll save this image. Here I write it as OS stores So in this, it is Windows. The other one, is Mac. So let me save this as Mac. Done. So now I'll go here. So this is an image. So I'll write here one more div, and inside of this div, I'll write img one image. So I import the image in my program. So let me get this code and go to the top. And here we go to the stores image, import Giovanni from what is it? Mac.png. If I save this, if I open this, it should open. Yes, it is opening. Super. Now import another image here. Control-C, Control-V here. This is Windows. So I'll write it as true, and I'll write here it as Windows. Done. Now both images are downloaded. So let me get those images in my program. So here, I'll write it as SRC and G1, and copy this image and paste this. And as you can see, this image too, when you see in our code, it looks like this. It looks very big. So they have to be small, and they have to align parallelly. For that, what I'll do is I'll write this div as flex. As soon as I write, see they are aligned, but it's way bigger. So what I'll do is and put here we'll give a bit property to this. It is not working. Why? And here on the image, we give it property as 50% of the div. This is done. Now I'll go here. I'll give the same class for this one. And you see those are aligned here. But as you can see, they are very near. So for that, what I can do is instead of with 50%, I'll to reduce the height also. If I make this 40 pixel, it has shrink too much. It should be like this. So 40 become way smaller. So I'll put 50 pixel. So I think it has become too bigger. Here it looks very small, compact. And as you can see here, if you cross over this, it is almost having a height of 42 pixel. So here again 45 pixel. But here the width has become too much. So what I do is I'll just make this 45%. And let me see. Now it is reduced. We'll go ahead and do the same thing for this one also. Let me reduce and see 45% I have made. Wait. and height. This is reduced. But as you can see, some kind of gap exists below this. So here also we need the same gap. So for that I have given a gap of 40 pixels here. Copy this gap and paste it here. So as you can see, the gap has not come because it should be there for the paragraph. Go here, and as you can see, now it has come down. Done. But you see, since this is very bigger, and also this is very bigger, but this looks very big. So let me do one thing. Let me still reduce the. Let me make it 35%. Let me make it 35%, and then see. Now yes, this looks smaller now, and there is some gap here. For that, what I can do is here I give. As you can see, both are having some kind of padding. So I'll do here. I'll give some padding right to some kind of 10 pixel. 10 pixel. I'll copy this and I'll give 10 pixel padding. And you see, just give us some padding. Done. So this is done. Now we have to make like this. Oh, another one thing, more thing is that it's keeping touch. So like that. So since this div is there, I'll copy this div and I'll give more div. As you can see, it has copied like this. So this I don't want. So here, as you can see, after this, there is some gap here. So it almost looks similar to this gap. So what I'll do is, on top of this one, I'll give here margin bottom of 40 pixel. And then you see, there's given some gap. Now I'll remove this experience and all. So I'll write here, keep in touch. So as you can see, when you write keep in touch, it has come here. But here we need to have these icons. So for that, what I'll do is I'll just go and I'll remove this Facebook image, this one, and remove all this. It's done. Now I have to keep here these icons. So for that, what I'll do, I'll go to hero icons, and I'll go here and search for Facebook. Facebook is not home. Meta. Twitter. Oh, interesting. Instagram. I think we have to go for contrast and icons. Hero icons. Otherwise, let us search like this. Hero icons. Facebook. When we search here, is not there. Let me search here. Font awesome icons. And go here. Otherwise, let me copy this code, SVG thing. But I wanted to get work on this. I see this later. And I'll go here and I'll just copy this code and see what it gives to me. You can go to the React app, and here you see syntax error. Let me Control Z and let me remove this image and let me paste this. What has a nice easy. Let me refresh and see the Facebook has come. So now anyways, I'll make a separate video on how to import font or some icons into React project. So we go here and search here. Facebook is done. And let's select Twitter and see that Twitter has come. So, but how shit stop closed. So I'll go here, I'll copy the SVG and go here. I'll paste one more SVG and see my code. Oh man. This is because of this presence of the commented code around this. So what I'll do is Control Shift A. And let me delete this code. So I'll go from here to here and delete this. Now I re-entered the code and you see that Twitter is there. Now I do that same for everything. Twitter and then Instagram. This one, since it should look like this, and this is YouTube. With the SVG and then go here. I'll copy another one also. Let me go here and search for YouTube. Go here, go to SVG and paste here. Get the code, delete this extra one. As you can see, our social media icons are available, but when you compare to the original site, they have some minor distance between them, and moreover, they are of bigger size. What I do is I'll indent the code first. Here, I'll maintain a class name for this. I'll put the width to 6 and height to 6. Let me see if any change. Yes, it looks a bit bigger. So I'll go with 8 and then 8 and see if it is still bigger. Yes. And then I'll open and I'll put here margin cross axis maintained by 10 pixel. So let's see, it has given some space. Now copy this thing and paste it in all SVGs. Now as you can see, these social media icons are spread, but still now it has become bigger. So, but the first one, we don't have some margin here. So I'll go here and I'll for the first one, I remove this cross margin and I'll put only right margin. As you can see, now this is cool. Now let me go this and right here. As you can see here, one image is there for all products at Myntra.com and returning within. So in order to do this, whether we can do one thing, you can put this image So I'll go for this part 4. Here what I do is I'll take a div. I'll take another div. In this div, so it should be 2. One is the image on the left side, and one the product is written on the right side. So for this, so what is this? So let me go to the dev tools and download this image. So these are what legal policies. So I feel these are kind of like quality or return period. What I'll do, I'll put miscellaneous. I'll create a folder called miscellaneous. So I'll put and create a folder called MISC, and then I'll write it as image 1, and then go here and download this and put it here as image 2, but inside the MISC. So okay, this one is not copied as image 1 inside MISC, since I have written here outside. So what I'll do, I'll go here and create it as image 1. Done. Now let me go here and import those images. So what I'll do is, let me remove this font awesome temporarily. I'll write here import image 3, import image 4. So I'll go here and I'll make it as 3, then make it as 4. And here, as you can see, that it's not OS stores anymore. So it will be like images slash, as you can see, the miscellaneous it is shown. Intelligence is awesome. So here we'll give here mg1 dot png here mg. Fine. Now with this image 4, I'll just copy this and then paste here. As you can see, image 2. Now we have to make use of this image 3 and image 4. So I'll go here. I'll write here mg. This is image 1. This is inside div 1. Well, right, div. What I'll go down. Now as you can, now you refresh the code and see our images are here. Now they are pretty cool. Since they are of very small in size and they are aligned here perfectly. So, but our images almost different. They're not aligned perfectly and they're of very big size. So what I'll do is here, since this is a div, so I'll make this as 20% of the div and rest 80% of the content here. So what I'll do is here, if this is a div, then what I'll do is class name get, I'll shrink it to 20%. And you see, and now I do the same thing for this one also. Oh, this is a div. No, this image should be restricted because here comes the content. What is the content? Let me copy this. Now it's like this. I will copy this. And let's let this. Now I have to restrict this image size. For that, what I'll do is I'll restrict the width to 20%. So it is restricted. Now I'll do the same thing and I'll restrict this image width here and see the magic. Now this is done. Now this should go, this should still look smaller, but it's okay. We are not writing the production. So this should align horizontally to this. Now what I'll do is flex. I'll just put flex and flex row. Why it is not applied? Flex row. Oh, minus. I should put class name, then only it will be applied. So I'll put here and you see the magic. Done. Now it should also be done the same way. Copy here and paste here and you see the magic. It looks way bigger and it is going out of the flow. So what I will do is I will restrict this size. So I will put this p size to and width and restrict this to 40%. And see, there's come now return 14 days of receiving the order. She's done. Cool. Or otherwise we can increase the width if we want. We can make it 50%. Then make 50%. So it comes exactly like the original. I do the same thing for this one. Copy this and go ahead and put here. This is done. As you can see, this 100% original is bold and return within 14 days of is bold. So I'll go here and put this inside a span tag. Then go. This one is out this thing. What I'll do here, I put class name font bold. As you can see now, this is bold. Now I'll do the same thing for you can see here return within 14. Return within 14. So I'll go ahead and here I write return within 14, done. Now you see 14 days. Now you see this almost looks similar, but there is some kind of space between here. So what I'll do here, we'll go ahead and I'll give a margin bottom for this. As you can see, now this is perfectly aligned. Now you can see here, these are kind of with bold. And this color is something different. So this keep in touch is bold actually. So let me see, this should be made bold. So for that, what I can do is, I'll go ahead and I'll create a font bold. Then you see it is done. Copy this bold font, go here, paste in the useful links, your customer policies, your experience the app, keep in touch. That's it. So now, and moreover, these kind of, they are not proper black actually, they are of different color altogether. So we'll go here and see what and all effects we can apply on font. If I see there is something called font thin, font extra light, font light. So this you can see this like font light. So there is something called as font light. If I copy this and apply on my this thing, so if I go here, I'll apply on the UL and see what it can do to my code. As you can see, they become light. Okay. So go ahead and copy this. Copy on the on another list, and as you can see, they became light. And if you see, I can do one thing, you can put normal so that this kind of texture might come. As you can see now, so we have done this. Now, once we scroll from the top, our Myntra app almost looks like that of original one. You see? You can see our app. See, this header should be fixed. That we'll do now. As you can scroll, you can see that this header is fixed. Okay. That thing we can do is go here and fix this header. For that, I'll minimize everything. I'll go here and open the home.js and go to header. And here you make this position as fixed. See, as soon as it is fixed, so it went out of the flow. Provide this because if we make an element position fixed, it will be aligned with respect to the window. Now, since our second element thinks that there is no element here, so it is aligning with respect to the window. So for that, for the second element, so as you can see, here we have given 80 pixel height for the header. So let me do one thing. Let me go to the banner, and here I'll put M top, margin top to 80 pixel and see what happens. Now you see this is done. Now, since our header is coming down, so for the header, go here and put here top as 0. Top to 0 pixel, and you see the header went up. So done. Now you see when we are scrolling, our header became fixed. But the thing, our subsequent elements are overshadowing the header. As you can see, our content overlaps with the header. So, what can be the reason? We have given it as a fixed and we have got this to down. Okay, since my header doesn't have background color, since it is transparent, my content overlaps on top of that. So if I give background white, as you can see, there is no content overlap. So this is pure white. So as in like the original one, as you can see, it's scrolling. Okay. So that's it, folks. So this is how our clone app looks like. So it almost looks like as authentic as the original one. As you can scroll down, you see the original website. It is like this. You can see our app looks like this clone app. And moreover, there are some things which can be still enhanced. Suppose this one, this could have been written, and this timer, and you see this carousel effect. Since the video becomes too long, and you see these effects. When I hover over this, I can see the menu. Let me write all those things in the other video. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching.